Hey guys, welcome back to Drawing and Artwork with Elias. On this video I will be doing some basic designs, sketching, and showing you guys some simple shapes on how to draw. Alright guys, we're back with another video of drawing basics. Now I titled this Drawing and Artwork with Elias. But on these first couple videos I just want to show you the basics of how to sketch, and we're going to start off small and eventually get into painting and doing all of these other big stuff. But first I just want to show you guys a few of the basics and talk to you a little bit about art. So we're just going to start off with a square at first. You don't have to use a ruler all the time, you can just freehand stuff. So whenever I draw a square, I like my lines to be straight, and I pretty much just start off with 3 lines. Then what I do is I connect them. Now again, you don't always have to be perfect every time, but you do want your lines to be as good as possible. So that's the basics of a square right there. And what I'm doing is just showing you how to keep your lines straight. And then what you want to do is you want to follow through on this side and follow through on this side. Same thing with this side and this side. There we have somewhat of a perfect square. Now, you always want your top and bottom to be even. And this part you always want it to be even as well. As you can see, I kind of messed up there. It's a crooked line. That's what erasers are for. And if you mess up, that's okay. You can always, start over or erase. So when you have a line like this and a line like this, you want to go directly, even with that other line. Same with this line and this line. And same with this line and this line. Now, if you happen to mess up, that's okay. You can always, this is just a rough sketch. And like I say, if you want to use a ruler, you can. If you want to freehand it, that's even better. So what we're doing is we're just trying to show you, that your lines need to be even on both sides. If that makes any sense to you. So that's the basics of drawing a square. Now this part here, we're going to do a cylinder, which is the shape of a can or a cup. And the way I start off with this is, what I like to do is I like to draw like an oval. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. And then what you want to do is 2 lines. Now here you want those lines to be even, because if you're off even just a little bit, it looks kind of crooked. So you can always just go with whatever line looks best. And then this part, you want it to be round on the bottom. And that already kind of looks like a cup. So what we're trying to do here is an oval, and then you're going to keep that same shape of an oval with the 2 lines. You want it to kind of look round. So what we're trying to achieve here is a shape that looks like a Coke can or a cup. So these are just the basics of art. You know, I'm trying to show you guys different methods. You can draw circles. You can, you know, try to make the circumference perfectly even. It doesn't matter really. Basically, what you want to do is create your own style. So, you know, with a circle, you can use a can or a cup or a quarter, or you could just freehand. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that you're just, you know, creating your own style. Oops, that was even worse than before. On a circle, you want your circumference to be even, you know, the same on this side that it is on this side. What we're trying to do is make it uniform and equal. Now, when you do a face, you're going to do almost like an egg shape. So what you do is you make it kind of smaller to the bottom and then make it larger to the top. This is how I draw, you know, people's faces. So what I do here is I make this side longer this way, and I make this a little more wider and a little more narrow on this side. But you still want it to be, you know, symmetrical. So that's what I do when I draw people's faces. Try to make it almost an egg shape. So I want to talk to you guys about the different types of art there are. You can do portraits, landscapes, illustrations. There's characters like cartoons, all types of different kind of art. The different forms of art there are. There's, you know, representational, which is like realism, pretty much, where the artist, you know, tries to make it, you know, as real as possible. It's where the artist attempts to capture the image as it appears exactly. And then with abstract or non-representational, there is, you know, art that it doesn't, you know, it's an attempt to represent external reality but seeks to achieve its effect using shapes, forms, or colors. Personally, I like to do representational art. I like it to look, you know, pretty real. That's just my personal opinion. Everybody has their own type of way of art, so that's why I'm saying you can create your own way of drawing. It doesn't have to be perfect every time. You can, you know, just mess around. As you can see right now, I'm just drawing an eyeball and I'm just kind of freehanding it, so, you know, you can always change it afterwards. If I don't like that eyebrow, I can, you know, manipulate it a little bit, kind of do straight and then a curve. That looks kind of better. Now with this part, they call this part a cat's eye. This is the part I like to make it nice and curvy like an almond. And then what I do here is I start to create the eyeball. So what I want to do is I want to start off nice and round, and I make that a dark shape like that. And then what I do is then I start to kind of shade it. Now with shading, I'm going to start off dark and end up light. So that's what we're doing here. Now again, eyeballs, each one are unique. They can all be, you know, different colors, shapes, forms. So whatever your imagination you can use, just create, you know. Like I say, you want to create your own style, and you can even like kind of do shading on the outer part there. I like to leave this part, you know, white. In my opinion, that's like a little shiny spot, and this part has to be dark, dark, dark. Now once you have that kind of going, then you can add all the little characters into there, like, you know, make your eyeball look nice and unique. Give it some shape and form to it. Now with the eyebrow, that you can change a lot because it doesn't have to be perfect, you know. You can kind of just rough it out. You know, the fine hairs to it if you want to. And last but not least, you can always do some shade here. I like to shade this part in because it gives that effect of like makeup or like a smoky eye. Once you have that shaded almost to the top there, then what you could do is finish it off with some eyelashes. And now with the eyelashes, what you do is you just kind of curve them just like that. I like to use the pencil and make it real fine at this point, real sharp looking. I always feel like the eyelashes should be more longer towards the middle and then kind of get smaller as you go towards the end. And then smaller and smaller eventually. You can feather them all out, and there you have an eyeball. So there's so many different ways that you can do artwork, you know. There is different outlines, shapes, structure, shading. You know, the more that you spend time with it, the more, you know, beautiful it'll be, and the more structure it'll have to it. The more you add to it, the more better it is. So these are pretty much just basics, sketches. Eventually we're going to get into, you know, maybe do some airbrushing and then some hand painting. And I just want to show you guys that this can be a fun hobby for you guys to do that can eventually snowball into bigger things. And just have fun with it, guys. Create your own style, and you know, you don't have to do it exactly as I do. Just have fun and create. Use your imagination. Anything you guys can imagine, you guys can do. Alright, that's it for this video. Until next time.